There is no ogre boy, only Zool.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1984 movie Ghostbusters. This movie is directed by Ivan Reitman and stars Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis, and it was written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. And in this movie, they play a trio of friends: Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, and Egon Spengler, who are parapsychologists who start a ghost-chasing business in New York City. And as the movie goes on, their business starts blooming, and they're catching ghosts left and right, and eventually they're having to face off against Zool, who is a servant of Gozer, the Gozerian, a shape-shifting god of destruction, and stop them from destroying not just the city but the world. And there's this really fun moment at the end when they're told to by Gozer to pick an opponent to go to be the form of destructor, and they're telling Peter's like, y'all clear your minds and stuff, and all of them do except for Ray, and he thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which is like a marshmallow advertisement from when he was a kid. And you see this gigantic marshmallow man walking through New York City going after him. It's really, really awesome, and it's been kind of a thing that's been used in pop culture references a lot and stuff. Like a lot of this stuff from this movie has, because it's one of the most popular movies from the 80s of all time, and everything. But I absolutely love this movie. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man thing, it's awesome, and I think it's kind of cute. It's a little kind of adorable in a lot of ways. It has that cute little face, even though it's supposed to be evil and stuff. It's not really scary. I've always thought it was cute and everything. And I love like in the movie Shrek 2, there's just like a homage to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with Mongo, the giant gingerbread man. But the cast in here, they're all great. I love all of them in here, especially Bill Murray's Peter Venkman. He just is absolutely hilarious in the movie and steals the show every time he's on screen. But it wouldn't work without the rest of the cast. Everybody is great in here, and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis are great as Ray and Egon as well, and of course Ernie Hudson as Winston. I really like Winston a lot, although he has more of a bigger part in the sequel and stuff, which I'll talk more about that when I do my review for it. But I really like Winston too, and Courtney Weaver as Dana Barrett is pretty good. She fits the role really well, and she's not really kind of good looking in this movie too. And Rick Moranis is her neighbor Lewis, who becomes possessed and stuff, and helps to help her and stuff. He's really funny in this movie, especially in the scene when he's running away from the dog, the demon dog and stuff. It's really cool. And Annie Potts is Janine, the secretary for the Ghostbusters. She's really likable and funny. So like the entire cast is really great in this movie, and they all have really great chemistry and work really well together. And I love all of them in here. And Elmer Bernstein did the score for this movie, and it fits the tone of this movie perfectly. They do a really good job with the comedy and the creepiness with the ghosts and stuff at times, and it just fits this movie perfectly. And you got the theme song from Ray Parker Jr., who which is one of the most iconic theme songs for a movie from the 80s. It's just really, really catchy. And I remember when I was in PE in elementary school, we used to play some kind of game where they would the Ghostbusters theme song, and it would get the class all pumped up to play the game and stuff, just because of how catchy and great the song is. I don't even remember what kind of game it was that we were playing, but it was cool. It was something where, like, every time they said Ghostbusters, the partners would have to switch with whatever they were doing. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was always fun playing that game to this theme song. And it just, like, pretty much anybody who grew up in the 80s and 90s, I was born in the 90s, but I grew up with this movie just as much as most people did in that era, and I always have loved it. And I love the show and everything. I've always liked Ghostbusters a lot. I'm surprised I'm just now getting around to reviewing it, but I was trying to wait till close to time for the new one to get out, which I'm planning on trying to go see in a couple weeks, but yeah, so Ghostbusters is a classic. It's easily one of the best 80s movies of all time. It'd probably be in my top 5, because I just absolutely love it. It's such a great movie, and I'd say I'd give it a 10 out of 10. You can't go wrong with Ghostbusters. And also, I love the character Slimer. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, but whenever he is on the screen, there's just something about him. I've always found him to be really hilarious, and I think part of that is also because I think he's even funnier in part 2, if I remember right. And he was in the animated Ghostbusters show that I used to watch a lot too, as a kid. So I really like Slimer too. But yeah, this is a fun movie it's a blast from start to finish, and it goes by really fast. Like, it's an hour and 45 minutes, and it flies by. Every time I watch it, it seems like it's a lot shorter than it really is, and everything. There's no parts where it really feels slow down or anything like that. Even when there's not a lot of stuff going on, I'm still invested into all these characters, and it's just a really entertaining movie, and easily one of the best 80s movies. I know there are some people that would even say it's their favorite movie from the 80s, and I can't really argue with them, because you can't really go wrong with Ghostbusters. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Yeah!